Alright, what's up everybody? Gooners Gone Wild podcast. Back here with the boys. We got VK, we got Ari. Sammy unfortunately cannot be here because he is still vacationing somewhere else around the world. We are here for the post-match reaction of the Brighton versus Arsenal at the Emirates, which unfortunately ended in a 1-1 draw. Alright boys, a lot to talk about here. What are we feeling? VK, I'm going to start with you. Overall, how you feeling about the match?
Yeah, first of all, Sammy, not an excuse. I'm in the Dominican Republic right now and I'm still making a pod, so not an excuse.
No, the pod's on
Calling
the
the
line
bro
now.
out.
No, but all seriousness, that was a fucking joke of a performance from the referees. Like, I'm just gonna go right into it because it's
Mhm.
fucking ridiculous. Um, that red card should have never been given. The second yellow should never been given. I'll even argue to the point that if there was a second yellow for that, why wasn't there an initial yellow for I believe that was João Pedro kicking the ball away when he was out of bounds. It's the
Nope.
same fuck. Actually, the João Pedro was a little bit more egregious, in my opinion, than the second one. But
Inconsistency.
no, it's just it's Chris Kavanaugh, bro. Like he's probably a Man City fan. He's probably I could give two shits. It's a PGMOL masterclass for Brighton, and Brighton needs to go to the bank, pull out all their transfer wages that they didn't spend this transfer window, and give it to the PGMOL because without them, they would not have had a good performance today. They were very flat in the first half, and that red card was the shifting gears, and we looked so strong first half. Thomas Partey was having a game of his life. Declan Rice was even playing better. It's unfortunate, and I don't know how many times we can keep saying that the referees are dictating these games, and I can go on and on and on, but I don't want to take up the time, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Ari?
I mean, he couldn't have said it any better. It's just ridiculous. Every season we just get fucked by referees' decisions, and I mean, the Mark said it, the commentator said it after the game. If it's the inconsistencies that gets
Yep.
everyone pissed off. It's like, sure, like I think that's a yellow cardable offense, but like João Pedro should have received one as well. Then, like,
Yep.
you can't pick and choose when you're making these kinds of decisions. It has to be consistent throughout, and it's just not. And it's so frustrating to watch
hmm
and to see. So, I mean, it is what it is. We still came away with a point. I'm sure City will drop points at some point this season. So I'm not too worried. Obviously, it's a long season, many games
Exactly.
to go, but it's just frustrating. It's so frustrating because it happens to us. We get screwed every single year, and hopefully this isn't one of those talking points that we come back to at the end of the season where this decision had cost us. So
Yeah, and
And
I just want to build off of what you said about the consistency real quick.
mhm.
I was just arguing with one of my other friends who said he literally said, "Oh, well, you can't do it every time because then it's just gonna make the whole Premier League play slower." But like my thing is like, okay,
Then why do
that's
it at all
fine
then?
if you're not gonna enforce it, but either A, why do it at all, or B, why does it have to be Arsenal's example? Why does Arsenal have to be the example of the rule? Because I
Such
feel
a
like
dumb argument.
every time there's a niche fucking rule, why are
Yep.
we the ones that fall to it? We saw it with the Gabriel Martinelli double yellow card on the advantage. Never heard of that before.
Nope.
Now we have this fucking bullshit. Okay, if Declan Rice turned, faced, stood in front of the free kick, I can completely understand. It's a yellow cardable offense. I absolutely do agree with that. I'm not saying that what he did was not a yellow cardable offense,
Yep.
but it's the factors. It's the factors. He was facing away from the free kick taker. He didn't realize the ball was at his feet until he looked down and saw it.
hmm
In my opinion, I know a lot of people are saying there's a kick out. I really don't think there's a kick out. I think he's just trying to take a step and the ball rolls into him. So technically, the free kick shouldn't have even happened anyway if the ball was moving. If you want to be rule
That is
books,
my
if you
main
want to,
point.
if you want to talk about rule books, but then the follow through, that's a cynical follow through. He wasn't trying to free kick. You don't free kick and leave your leg up like that. He was trying to kick Declan Rice. But nope, nope, my fault. Declan Rice gets the red, not him. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Like I completely agree with both of you. My fault with it. Do I think it is most likely a yellow card? Yeah, I do think he knew what he was doing. Declan Rice is smart. He was probably trying to kick the ball a little bit, touch it away. But my problem with it is, even if they're taking a quick free kick, you cannot take a free kick when the ball is rolling. So that makes it a fucking moot point. Like, was it a yellow cardable offense? Most likely, yeah. But the free kick wouldn't have even happened because the ball was rolling. So, like, I
Mhm.
don't understand. At that point, I feel like it should have just been go your separate ways. This is a cardable offense, yes, but you're changing completely the outlook on the game. Um, I'm just frustrated with Declan Rice a little bit there because he knows he's on a yellow card. He has to be smarter than that in a
Yeah, for sure.
situation like that. He has to be smarter than that. He struggled the last game. I think he put us in a tough situation, and I'm going to take a positive outlook on this right now. We played 41 minutes down a man against a very good Brighton side and still took a point away from the match. Yes, at home, fans, big up the fans because they brought a lot of energy into it. And we had 3 or 4 really, really good chances to put the game away. Honestly, more
Yeah,
chances than Brighton had whenever we were down a man. So I think it's unfortunate that we didn't get a better result out of this, but I have to give the props to the lads, and all of our defensive substitutions that came on did fantastic. Thank God we have depth at the back that we can bring on a bunch of players and have um, be more solid there and know that we're going to at least get a point. So I want to try and take a little bit more positives because I know that we can just dive into this, dive into PGMOL, dive into the refs, everything like that. But I think I'm like I'm fine with the result based off of how everything happened.
that's true. I agree. I agree 100%. We definitely could have. We definitely, honestly, could have taken 3 points away from this entire thing. Um, Unfortunately, we just couldn't get on the end of our opportunities that we created. But uh,
So
I
first half
mean,
performance.
first half performance,
Let's
I was
look
gonna
at that.
say,
Go ahead, Ari.
uh, Saka had Hinchelwood on skates the entire half,
Yeah.
absolutely destroying him. Like, there's no way I'm looking at that first half and I'm not immediately doubling, tripling Saka, like as the manager for as Herschler, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
no way you come out second half and you're not triple teaming Saka every time he gets on the ball. He looks so good on the ball. So that's one positive to take away from it, I think, for sure. Um,
The
what do you think
Havertz goal.
about what do you think about the goal that they scored? Like, why is that gap open up for us in the middle? I just don't understand. It's such a huge space. Obviously, we're a man down, but like the gap
It's
between our center
tough.
backs was so big.
It's the first time that you've seen that in a while, and I think that's the one mistake that happened. There was just poor tracking on a runner, and to be
Yeah.
fair, they took advantage of it immediately and bagged the
Mm,
goal. Great first save by Raya, but he's not going to be doing much on the second one there. What about you,
yeah.
No.
VK?
Yeah, no, I agree with the whole first half performance stuff. I mean, I think again, I think it was a red card challenge on Odegaard. I think the person, I don't remember who that was. I think that was a red card challenge. I'm gonna leave it at that. I think it was unfortunate. I do think Odegaard did pick up a little knock. I think that's why we kind of saw him not at his best today, which is unfortunate. Um, I will give props to Zinchenko, bar the one mistake that almost cost us a goal. He actually did pretty well once he slided into the shots into the side, but we know he's not here for his defensive qualities. He's here for his midfield capabilities. I'm still very impressed with Calafiori. I think he had a great game. I think Timber had a fantastic game.
Mm.
Shame to see that he went off with a little bit of knock. Again, he was looking at that knee. So I'm really hoping it's nothing like an ACL or MCL or anything
I
like
think
that.
it's the calf. I do think it's the calf
Was it?
because you could see him, the medical staff, the trainer, like pulling his foot up, trying to stretch it out a little
All
bit.
right, watch those
I,
hand motions though.
I, I, I do think it is the calf. I don't think it's the knee. So it might be more of a cramp, more soreness, and they don't
Yeah,
want to take a chance because he looked like he wanted to come back on and play.
yeah,
And
it did, and
and
I
Arteta
do
was just
like
like,
that.
"No, we're taking a chance. We're not taking a chance. We're subbing him out."
Yeah, um, but no, I think seriously, I think without the red card, I think we steamroll. I think we were in control of that game a lot.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Havertz still firing. He's bagging 30, regardless. And yeah, man, like I said, I'm just disappointed in the result of it came again to a party who should not even be influencing the game that that made the whole the game what it was.
Yep.
And um, Yeah, it's just as simple as that. I liked what I saw until the red card, to be honest. And then also to your credit, Doc, you said the same thing. We played almost perfectly while a man down to make sure that we damage controlled to make sure we at least get a point, which I think a lot of people are going to be felt hard done by that, and a lot of people are going to say, "Oh no, we should have got the 3 points." I've played on a soccer team that went down to 10 men. It is hard. You have to, it is all just constantly mental, keeping your emotions in check and defending. That's pretty much what it is. And I think they did a really good job of it.
Yeah, our compact shape, I think, in how we normally play has set us up very well for situations like this because we're already used to being behind the ball a little bit more and then just being able to bring on another center back, another center back, another center back. Just like it helps us out in the end. One thing I would like to point out is we did get to see a couple of our new signings shown on the camera. One in a sling in Mikel Merino. One future player that might be in a sling here soon in Raheem Sterling. You never know. So it's really nice to see the boys supporting the side. Very unfortunate news that we heard after about 48 hours being an Arsenal player. Mikel Merino has fractured his shoulder. It looks like it's supposedly a slight fracture because Big Gabby has landed on him in a training session. So he's going to be out for at least a month, most likely, with that. But we also got to see our deadline day signing in Raheem Sterling, and I do want to touch on that as well. How do you guys feel about our signings this transfer window and that deadline day where we got both Loni Neto and Loni Raheem Sterling? I'm going to start with you, VK. You're sitting forward, ready to talk.
I think a lot of Arsenal fans are still living in the past. I think a lot of Arsenal fans expect us to pull the Mesut Ozil 2013 deadline day deal off. I think it's a great bit of business. I think Raheem Sterling is going to really bolster our squad. I had no idea that Raheem Sterling is younger than Trossard. So the fact that, a lot of people are saying he's washed, I disagree. I was actually thinking to myself while watching, man, this would be a perfect game for the Gabby Martinelli and Raheem Sterling sub. I think that would have been a perfect situation. Just have our pace up top, Kai drop in the deep 9, and then counter attack. Just unfortunately, we couldn't get the deal done earlier, so that he could be eligible to play. But I think it's a great bit of business. I think Edu did cook. I think it was very obvious that they were mainly looking for Mikel Merino this window. But the addition of Sterling is great. The Neto one, I'm a little confused about. Simply not on Arsenal side, but on Bournemouth side. Bournemouth. Yeah. Simply put, he was quite literally their captain 3 days ago. So when you're captaining your side and then now you're transferring to Arsenal on deadline day, that's a very bad look for not just you, but also for Bournemouth. I'm cool with him being on the side. He's not going to get much playing time. We all know how that goes. But
He can't even play in the Carabao Cup in 2024 because
he's cup tied. He's
cup tied to Bournemouth, so he's not going to appear for us until 2025 if he does.
It's okay. We're Arsenal, so we're going to go out the first round anyway, so it doesn't matter. But no,
it's not starting 3 games in. No.
But we have other competitions to worry about.
Stop it! No, we're winning everything.
We're focused on the other ones. Yeah.
Shout out to all the Man United fans who called us winning the FA Cup and Mickey Mouse Cup. I don't want to play for a Mickey Mouse trophy, so I'm okay with going out first round Carabao Cup. It's fine. But I think it's a great big deal, great bit of business. By
Ari,
Edu.
What about you? How do you feel about a transfer window?
Honestly, I think a lot of people are disappointed with the window. I think they wanted to see. I think everyone wanted to see a level raiser, someone who comes in and immediately raises the level, comes in and challenges for a starting spot and really pushes the rest of our team forward. And I think I could agree with that in the way that we do need someone who can come in and be as dangerous as Saka straight away. Like someone who can come in and really make an impact on the game. It's just a matter of, obviously, Edu and Arteta want to make smart financial decisions. So
100%.
I think that's the biggest thing is they're looking for opportunities that make sense financially for the club because we can't just go and splash 500 million like Chelsea or United.
Exactly.
So they're trying to keep the structure uh, sound and allow us to do things in the future. So I'm not too upset. I think Mikel knows what he's doing. I trust him entirely, um, as I imagine you guys do as well. So I'm not too upset. I think personally for me, it's like it's an average window for me. It's like a 6, 7 out of 10. Um, I think
That's
we
fine.
got some help where we needed it. Um, but yeah, I don't mind the signings at all. I think Raheem is good in the fact that he has Champions League experience.
Hmm.
He's obviously Premier League proven, so he'll come in and provide that experience. I don't think that's a bad signing at all. Obviously, he played for Man City, so he was a quality player at one point. Um, just because he had a bad stint at Chelsea, like every player does,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that he's washed. It's just that club is rotten to the core. So
Hmm.
I think he'll come in and do a job when he's needed. But overall, I'd say it's an average window. I'm not nothing to really uh, what's the phrase I'm looking for?
Like nothing
Uh,
stands out.
yeah,
Hmm.
nothing that really stands out or to bring home about. So
I think the big thing a lot of Arsenal fans are looking for is a big signing. Like they're looking
yeah,
for a big money signing, like you were saying, like a
yeah,
Kylian Mbappe, a Jude Bellingham, a Victor Osimhen, something like that, where they see big money being spent, so that means that this player is going to show out. But we've seen that
yeah.
go the reverse with players like Nicolas Pepe and like
Oh,
other players like that, where
Ricardo Mudryk.
you exactly you get big money spent and they struggle. So I think Edu, Arteta, and the staff got this window spot on.
Mm,
yeah.
Absolutely spot on. Because what they're doing is they're creating depth where we need it. We got a midfielder, even though he's out for a month with an injury. We got backup winger depth, even though like with Reece Nelson going out and we're replacing him with Raheem Sterling, who can
mm,
play both left and right wing. We still have Martinelli. We still have Trossard. Um, we brought in a backup keeper on loan who could push for a starting spot. I do not think he's going to start over Raya, but he's still
mm,
going to be a quality keeper, quality signing, and we got a decent amount of money for once in a window. We sold three players for like a combined 86 million, which is
mm.
unheard of. I feel like for Arsenal in a window in the longest time. I don't think I've seen us bring that much money in a single window in a very long time. So they did a really, really good job business wise. We got Raheem Sterling from Chelsea basically on a free. Like
Yeah.
basically on a free.
Literally.
No
Yeah,
loan fee, and we're paying him like 100 to 150K a week, half his salary, and Chelsea is taking the care of the rest of it.
yeah.
That is
Thanks, Todd Bowley.
that is a steal. Brilliant, brilliant business by Edu.
I agree. I agree. I
Obviously,
saw. Sorry,
no,
I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say I saw a tweet that was saying like I think we're only paying like 100K of his like 300 something K
It's like
salary.
325 or 350, which is
Like
unreal.
He's playing for us the entire season. Like
And
that's crazy
exactly.
that they're playing like almost 2/3 of his salary and we get him for the entire
We
season.
get a Champions League caliber winger who can definitely do very, very well for us.
Yeah.
Whether it's if anybody's getting hurt or like he can push for a starting role. I think people are forgetting that. He
Mm.
like Martin, can you imagine a starting lineup? Sterling on the left, inform Sterling on the left, Kai Havertz up top, and inform Saka on the right.
We're
And then you
cooking.
have like
Mhm.
Trossard and Martinelli coming on as well. Like Arteta's going to get the best out of him. And Sterling
I think
even
so as well.
said, you haven't seen the best of me yet. You're going to see the best of me." Like he
Yeah.
was stuck in jail in a bad situation at Chelsea, just like half the squad is for Chelsea, just stuck in jail rotting there, and they're ostracizing these players and being like, "Yeah, you're not even allowed to train at our facility. You're out." Kicking him out basically. So this
Mm.
was his option. He is probably so hungry to do something and play well. And thank you, Chelsea. He gets to play Champions League football now. So
I know, true. I was just about to make that joke. I was like, wow, they didn't need a Champions League caliber winger because they're playing in the Conference League. So
exactly,
I,
and
I
they
understand
almost
why they
weren't
didn't let
playing
him
in the
go.
Conference League.
I know.
So
And then they bragged about it, which is weird. But
exactly. So I think this is a brilliant bit of business. It helps us a little bit. I think net we only paid like 15 to 20 million this window for 4 players, and people also forget we had to pay for Raya this window as well, which was like 30 mil, 31 mil.
Yep.
So that's technically another signing. So
Yeah.
great business by Edu, and it's leaving the window open for January. If we need to sign anybody, we are only probably looking at 1 or 2 signings tops. And that could be in the attacking realm, like a center forward if we need it for some reason, because we're going to be getting Gabriel Jesus back. So brilliant window for us. I'm very, very happy about it, very positive, because we didn't splash cash where we didn't need to. Victor Osimhen was asking for way too much money. Other players were out of our price range, and we didn't panic buy. We didn't let another team dictate how much we were going to spend, like Espanyol wanting the 30 million release clause. We're like, no, we're just going to get a lone keeper and then see what our options are after the season to bring in a proper backup. So
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy with it.
I will say one thing though. I do feel like we were left a little bit short with our attacking options, with um, with Reece Nelson going out on loan, Fabio Vieira going out on loan, and then obviously selling Nketiah and Smith Rowe. It just feels like we're a little bit short in our attacking options because like one injury to Saka or Trossard or Martinelli or even Havertz, and we're down another option, and we only have
Mhm.
what like Raheem left on the bench and
Raheem, Ethan, and
Trossard.
Wary. It looks like
We have yeah.
Arteta's. It
But
looks
he's
like
more
Arteta's.
central.
Yeah, but it looks like Arteta's trying to bring in some of those attacking options from academy and let them grow as well. So,
Gotcha.
I mean, hopes are that we don't get hurt, but we're already seeing some stuff happen, both in training and on the field. And hopefully, Timber and Odegaard, they aren't serious knocks and they're going to be healthy. I think it's going to help that we have 2 weeks before we play Tottenham, but we will be without Declan Rice. So, what
I
do you
think that's the
guys
biggest
think we're
stumbling block
going to
for
be
that.
looking at for the North London derby? We can talk about that a little bit. Obviously, we're going to
I
do a
think we could talk
pre-match.
about that. I think we could do that in the next podcast because I
Oh
feel like we're
yeah,
moving away from the post-match
yeah,
analysis into a
yeah.
podcast. So I just want to bring it back a little
No, no,
bit.
no, no, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. VK's in the DR and he's like, I don't want to be on here for another
No,
hour.
no,
I
it's
want
not
to go.
even. It's not
No, no,
even
no, no.
that.
I'm
It's
kidding.
not
I'm
even
kidding. I'm
that.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but overall, I think really good match for us. Even though it's not the result that we wanted, the boys got us a point. We are still unbeaten. The Invincibles Part 2 is still alive. Do you guys have anything left?
Fuck
Not
Chris
much to take
Kavanaugh.
away from the game, honestly. I
Yeah,
mean, we
that's
just
enough.
defended for the entire second half. So, like we said, we played a brilliant first half. Just
Mhm.
disappointing, obviously, because we want to get the 3 points, but not much to take away from it.
VK?
Chris Kavanaugh, more like cunt Kavanaugh, bro.
Yeah,
Get out of the fucking prem. You're a sham and you should be investigated. But I'm just gonna be called a delusional Arsenal fan, and that's fine. You could call me a delusional Arsenal fan, but when it happens to your team, I don't want you to come and run it back to me. You heard? All right?
Yeah.
That is
VK
all I'm
agenda,
gonna say
VK
on that.
VK agenda is
agenda.
back in week 3, baby, and we love to
Week
see it.
three, baby. I think that's a
All
new record.
right.
I think I was at week 1 last season.
We waited till week 3 until we've had issues. But as always,
So,
thank you everybody for joining us on this podcast. If you're
Appreciate the
following us,
love.
make sure you're checking out our YouTube, our Spotify, our TikTok, our Instagram, all the socials. We love and appreciate all the support that we get from you guys. And as always, come on, you Gunners.
come on, you
Love you.
Gunners.